Nico Young runs 4:02 at altitude, beats Luis Grijalva, converts to about a 3:54. What do you think of his race?
Yeah, first of all, it's interesting that Nico was a victor. It was billed as a Luis Grijalva sub 4 attempt, but Nico comes up with the win. Um, and I'm kind of surprised. I look at Nico as not really a speed guy. I guess mainly because the way he looks when he runs, he doesn't really have that like
Looks
he has
tired.
like that Connor. Yeah, he looks tired. He has like that Connor Mance type feel where you're like, is this guy gonna be able to hold on? And then he does. And the fact that Nico's able to do something like this really opens your eyes to think that he is developing the right way to be a great 5,000-meter runner eventually. Because if you want to be a good 5,000-meter runner in the US, in the world, you need to be a great miler because it's not an endurance event. It is
Mhm.
basically a tactical sprint event these days with just 2 miles of warm up. So I was surprised, and I think it definitely shows that Nico has taken another step. And he took the first step last year of like, all right, running a strong time in the 1320s. And
Yeah.
now this is the next bigger step to show like, all right, you got to develop that speed. And looks like he's done it. I mean, we'll see if that translates to a sea level type speed because it is an altitude conversion. Because what
Yeah.
was it was 402, which converts to 354. So we'll see what he would have done on a non-elevated track. But hey, I think when he juxtaposed this race with the race that Wesley Kiptoo ran in his home meet, he ran like a 401 mile. Wesley
Mhm.
Kiptoo got like third or fourth in his race. And so when you think about flash forward to a 5,000 NCAA final, you have Kiptoo, who's coming off a 401 mile speed,
Yeah.
and Nico Young coming off a 354 mile speed. You may slowly start thinking Nico might have an advantage in a tactical 5K or just like a strong 5K race. Grass, cross country, that throws everything out the window. So I'm still putting my eggs in the baskets of a Kiptu and a few
Mhm.
others up top. But if Nico Young is able to continue this, Nico Young is going to go from, hey, you can finish third to sixth to all of a sudden, no, you're going to win.
Mhm. We don't have Cole Hawker and Cooper Tier in the NCAA anymore with that fast mile speed. So this is a path for Nico Young. Because it's an altitude conversion, are you more impressed with the time that he ran or the fact that he beat Grijalva? What's more notable to you?
I think the fact that he beat Grijalva. Grijalva is an Olympic finalist. Didn't he make the Olympic final?
Yes.
Did he? Yeah. He straight up beat an Olympic finalist in the 5K. Grijalva was, you know, less than like inches or seconds away from beating Cooper Tier in the NCAA outdoor final. Cooper Tier, a guy who gets fourth at the Olympic trials. Like he's putting himself into categories with men who are legit up and coming talents. And if like he's doing that, you got to think this might be his year where he is the one running the 13-15s. He's the one in it with 800 to go in the U.S.
Yeah.
championships and potentially going up against the Bowerman guys. And you know now Cooper Tier might have someone in lane one with him when it comes down to that final home stretch of that 5K. Because
Mhm.
remember the Olympic trials, Cooper Tier was all by himself, while the Bowerman boys and Chalimo were out in lane 12. Hey, now maybe Cooper Tier will find some company with Nico Young in
Yeah.
2022.
For the 5K, there's the different levels of speed that you need to have. There's that mile speed, that 354, but then there's also that is going to help, or the 350 speed would be even more helpful. But then there's also the can you close in 55, 54 type speed, which is the next level beyond that. Because being able to run 354 is great, but if people are still all together there with the 400 to go or 600 to go, can you reach that top end? And I really want to see Young now in a 5,000 because this obviously indicates that he's going to run a really fast 5,000 just off of pure strength, and then you add in that technical element, that closing speed, and we'll see. Nuguse countered though with a regular 354, an actual 354, not a converted 354. Uh, how do you see the state of the men's mile right now in the NCAA?
Well, I think the state of the men's mile is, I think, non-existent because I don't believe Nico Young is going to run the mile at NCAA indoors. Kerrion Lum, who ran 355, I could see him not running the mile, and I could see Yared Nuguse not running the mile.
Mhm.
The mile sometimes doesn't get the best of the best because they have this DMR. And I
Mhm.
think Nuguse has been notorious for being, I'm doing a DMR 3K, DMR 3K. And I
Yeah.
think Kerrion Lum might think the same thing. Well, UW DMR and 3K. Now, maybe things will change, but that's what's interesting about kind of watching the mile over, a week over the entire span of the indoor season.
Yeah.
Is like, are we actually going to see all these guys go up against each other in March, or are they all going to go different directions, run an 800, run a DMR, enter the 5K instead, type of stuff? Like
Yeah.
Nico's not doing a mile, right? He's going to do the 5K, 3K. And Nuguse, what does he have left to prove in the mile anyway? Right? He's already won the 1500. He He's like, why is he even in college, right? Why is Yared Nuguse in college? And I think it's purely out of, camaraderie with his teammates. So he's
Yeah.
not going to sacrifice his DMR ability for a mile when he's already won enough NCAA titles. So
Yeah.
I can see these great milers just all be like, nope, not this year. And then someone else comes in. So that's my reaction.